Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
You can realize that you have a blocked brake mechanism by the feeling of a heavy load attached to the car. If the handbrake pads are frozen, the aft part of the car will squat at the moment of starting to move. If a successful attempt to start is made, one or both rear wheels will slide rather than spin. If the front pads are frozen to the brake discs, the car simply will not move. Brake pad freeze-up points where brake pads freeze up, pads freeze to the brake drum or disc. This effect occurs at the onset of severe frosts after traveling during thawing period, when water gets on the rubbing surfaces when driving through deep puddles. Freezing constrains the brake mechanism. But the main cause of freezing is using the handbrake in frosty weather. The probability that the pads, being in the uncompressed state, will freeze to the drum is high only in case of installation of new pads, when they are brought to the drum, as it is called, in a lapping. The cable mechanism freezes up. Ice does not allow to lower the handbrake lever. The problem occurs only in the case of parking on the handbrake. Incorrect actions: if brake pads freeze up, do not attempt to unlock the brakes by accelerating in order to avoid aggravating the situation. In the event of frozen brake pads, several attempts to move off gently and thereby try to unlock the brakes still make sense, so do not neglect this method. If you are on a snowy surface, there is nothing to threaten the serviceability of the braking system, but you most likely will not be able to move the car due to slippage of the drive axle. Load the car by asking 2 to 3 passers-by to sit on the back seat. But if you gain acceleration, and then the blocked wheels hit the asphalt, or you will try to move sharply on the asphalt, there is a high probability to tear the brake pads from the places of their attachment. We are talking about drum brakes, the design with discs it does not concern, as in them the pads are tightly fixed in the caliper. Keep in mind that numerous attempts to move with locked wheels can lead to the fact that you will set the clutch on fire. How to unlock brakes if brake pads are frozen? If the handbrake lever after parking is firmly fixed, most likely, the reason is in the freezing of the places of movement of the cable. This happens much less often than freezing of pads, but you should not forget about this possibility. Heating method: ways of heating brake pads, using a technical hair dryer. The use of a household hair dryer in winter is extremely inefficient, so a construction version will be needed. If the spokes of the wheel disc are not close enough to each other, the brake drum can be released even without removing the wheel, with the help of exhaust gases. For heating, you will need a hose with an outer diameter that allows you to stick it inside the exhaust pipe, or with an inner diameter that allows you to put the hose over the exhaust pipe. The second piece of hose should be slipped between the spokes of the wheel disc, pointing straight at the brake drum. The method requires no additional effort, but if the hose is not tight against the exhaust pipe, there will be a loss of heat. To reduce warm-up time, you can increase engine speed, which will also increase fuel consumption, using a blowtorch. Using an open flame, take care not to burn the brake hose, chip, ABS sensor wires, etc. How not to get into trouble? In conclusion, dealing with frozen brake pads can be a frustrating experience, but understanding the causes and knowing the right solutions can make all the difference. Remember to avoid using excessive force or heat, as these methods can lead to further damage. Instead, focus on gentle techniques like applying brake cleaner or using a rubber mallet to free the pads. Regular maintenance and inspections can also help prevent this issue from occurring in the first place. Stay safe on the road, and don't hesitate to seek professional help if you're unsure about handling the situation yourself. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.